Hey guys, what's up? Or I should say folks. Might be more than just guys watching this, right? Anyway, I wanted to make a video because I've had a fire kind of get lit under my bum here recently, and the fire was lit by a coworker of mine because, as many of you all know, especially if you are from America, that we have a presidential election that will be taking place here in just a little less than a month. And this is an election like no other. The two candidates that are the main candidates are, for the Democrats, Hillary Clinton, and for the Republicans, Donald Trump. And I'm just going to cut straight to it. There's not a good primary candidate. We do have a couple of other lesser known candidates in lesser supported parties. Jill Stein, Gary Johnson, and a guy named Evan McMullen. And the reason that I'm making this video right now is because a coworker of mine was kind of listening to me rant about, both the two main party nominees and how terrible they are. And this coworker of mine simply asked, well, you seem so into politics, are you politically active? And I had to tell him, no, I'm not. I mean, other than talking with some coworkers, more or less ranting to them, because I'm probably the most politically, I don't want to say knowledge. That sounds like I'm better than other people. It's not knowledge. I just pay a little more attention. It's a daily thing for me. And I'll just say, I was one of those people who was anybody but Hillary is better. So I was falling into line with what is commonly called the binary choice. And the binary choice in this case was, well, if you don't vote for Trump, you're voting for Hillary. Or if you don't vote for Hillary, you're voting for Trump. And so what that does is it puts this message out there that if you vote for one of the third-party candidates, that your vote is wasted. And I've heard that said for every type of election there is. But this year, it's really coming about because people seem to think that, the only way that Hillary wins is if people vote for a third-party candidate besides Donald Trump. And to be honest, I felt that same thing for a while. However, as this campaign has gone on, and just recently, I got so disgusted with the notion that I'm going to have to vote for Donald Trump because I do not think Hillary Clinton is a valid choice to be president. She is every bit as crooked as Donald Trump is. She is every bit a schemer as Donald Trump may be. She's done as much damage, in my opinion, to women's rights, to those who were sexually assaulted, as Donald Trump has. She is just as bad, if not worse. And my fear was that Hillary Clinton would get elected, and in 2 years, the House of Representatives and Congress would switch, which it commonly does, and would go more Democratic, and that she will have a nomination here for Supreme Court Justice, and she'll of course put a liberal Supreme Court Justice. And my fear was, even if Donald Trump is crazy, the Congress would stand up to him. And so we would have checks and balances, which is what our system is all about. It's checks and balances. Under Hillary Clinton, my fear is that checks and balances system goes out the window because her nominee for the Supreme Court The Supreme Court's not going to ever challenge any laws she wants passed. And if the House of Representatives are passing laws that she asked for to be passed, she'll just sign them. There won't be any challenges from any of the branches of government. And it was Evan McMullin that pointed out the same is true for Trump as it is for Hillary, except we don't wait 2 years. We almost instantaneously get it. And where I was thinking that the Republican Party would stand up to Trump just as much as the Democratic Party would, Evan McMullin pointed out, no, look at how they fell in line. When Trump was running, everybody was anti-Trump. But as soon as Trump became the nominee, everybody started falling in line and supporting him. From Paul Ryan to Ted Cruz. Some of the people who said never in a million years, they're now supporting him. Now recently, because of the scandal that came out with Donald Trump and the Billy Bush Access Hollywood crap, several of the people who got on the bandwagon with Trump have said, well, no, I can't support him anymore. I'm going to back away now, blah, blah, blah. And the only reason that they are doing this is because they think that Trump has sunk the boat. So they're getting off the ship now and not after the election because they believe Trump loses no matter what. If they thought Trump still had a chance, they wouldn't have turned coat. They wouldn't have jumped ship. And Trump is doing exactly what I think he would do if he was president. If by some disgusting turn of events, Hillary Clinton loses this election and Trump wins, Trump will do the exact same thing he's doing right now. He will go out personally through his Twitter account, through social media, whatever platform, and he will start attacking any nominee, Republican or Democrat, but specifically Republican, that doesn't do what he wants. And he will cause that person, who's a career politician, no doubt, to lose, potentially, their upcoming election. And that will be the danger, is that Trump will force these people to do what he wants. We will lose the checks and balances, and we will gain a monarch. We will have either a King Trump or a Queen Hillary, who will rule through dictation, and whoever is in Congress will pass whatever laws the executive branch is asking for. And the nominees to the Supreme Court. Now, this is the only place where Trump, I think, loses a little bit. Because no matter who he puts up for his one nominee he gets right now, the others could stand against him. And thankfully, this is the first time that I've ever really appreciated that our judicial branch, the Supreme Court justices, are lifers. So they don't have to worry about a retaliation from Trump on social media. They don't have to worry about appeasing him so that they win re-election. And never before have I ever even thought that that's why the Founding Fathers decided to do that. But now, it makes sense. So, my plea, if you are still watching at this point, thank you very much. But this is my plea. If you are a Republican, if you are conservative, and you are so disgusted with Donald Trump that you're not going to vote, please vote. Vote for someone like Evan McMullin, Jill Stein, or Gary Johnson. In my opinion, and I'll tell you right now who I am voting for. I'm voting for Evan McMullin. Reason I'm voting for Evan McMullin over someone like Gary Johnson is I truly believe Evan McMullin has good intentions and that he has some idea of the role America needs to play in the rest of the world. I don't think Gary Johnson fully grasps how much America needs to be part of the rest of the world. And while I can appreciate from a libertarian, just control your home and don't worry about your neighbors aspect, America plays too big a role in the world to simply back away from it. We've gone too far down the road. We got to be there. Evan McMullen has been in operations in foreign lands as a CIA operator and has an understanding of what needs to happen around the world. Put that in with the fact that he seems to truly have conservative values, and I align myself more with the Conservative Party. I truly believe that Evan McMullen is a guy that you're not throwing away your vote if you vote for him, even if he loses. Ultimately, what I would love to see, I'd love to see Trump at 0%, that he doesn't win a single state, and that he doesn't get any of the popular vote. And the reason I want that is because I think it will truly send a signal, one, to our friends and family and fellow Americans that are Democrats, that the Republican Party is not lost, that the Republican Party doesn't hold the same values and aspirations of a Donald Trump, that the Republican Party isn't racist, that the Republican Party will not nominate and elect someone who treats women the way that Donald Trump treats women. And that is my hope, is that every other third-party candidate takes every vote that Donald Trump would have gotten. Sorry, I was getting to Walmart, so I cut the video off. Anyway, so I was talking about Trump and how my hope is that he gets 0%. I know that's not going to happen. But my fear and my plea is that there's others out there who feel like I feel, who were simply going to vote for Trump because they felt that the only way not to have Hillary is if we have Trump. And I think at this point, Trump has done enough damage to himself and to the party that he will not get elected, no matter what. So a vote for Trump is a vote for Hillary. And what do I mean by that? Well, Trump's gonna lose. Barring some strange event, you know, someone finds a body buried in, I don't know, Hillary's backyard with evidence on it that Hillary killed him. Something like that, right? Hillary's gonna win. We're gonna suffer through it. It is what it is. But if Hillary only wins by a little, what that means is that everyone who didn't vote for Hillary voted for Trump. And to me, that's sadder. At least with Hillary, you kind of know what you're getting. Yeah, she's a liar, a scoundrel, a fiend. She's everything that you don't want in a president. But it is what it is. If you're voting for her, you've got to know her record. Okay. With Trump, to me, everybody who supported Trump supported him because he was the anti-politician. He said what he thought and he did what he wanted, all that stuff, and everybody was just kind of like swept up in his cult of personality. And nobody saw how bad a candidate we were really getting. Everybody on the left said, you know, everybody's holding it up right now saying, we told you, Trump's a douchebag, he's a this, he's a that. Yeah, you're right. You know what? But we are so sick and tired of the same politicians spewing the same garbage out one day and not doing it the next. Our conservative politicians have basically abandoned conservatism. Our Republican nominees are not Republicans. They're career politicians, just like you Democrats out there. Look at Hillary. her past. Everything about her is the same thing as all the other Republican nominees. They were career politicians. They had one goal. Their goal is to further power, not to further justice, not to further liberty, not to further America. It's to further their own pockets. Hillary has probably been one of the most successful at doing this. I'm not going to go on and on about Hillary because this is not an attack on Hillary. This is not a vote for someone besides Hillary. If you're voting for Hillary, good on you, mate. You're doing what you think is best for your political views. I can't sway you. I'm not going to change your mind. You're not going to vote for who I'm voting for because we are in two completely different ball games. We're not even in the same sport. But if you're voting for Trump, that means you're a Republican or you're a conservative. And I'm not going to say that they're the same thing because they're not. The Republican Party is not conservative anymore. There are very few people in the Republican Party who are true conservatives. If you are a Republican and you want to vote for an honest Republican, vote for Evan McMullen. Vote for Evan McMullen. That is the only way that you can actually voice your opinion. A vote for Trump is a vote for everything that Trump really is. He is not who we want. He is not who we want to say represents us. He is not a Republican. He is not a conservative. He is not for liberty. Look at what he says. What he says about the Constitution. He doesn't know anything about the Constitution. About civil liberties. He wants to enact laws to infringe on civil liberties. He doesn't want to protect them. When he talks about Second Amendment stuff, for all us gun guys out there, he talks about this stuff in such a way that he doesn't know the first thing about it. But he captivated everybody. He said all these crazy things. And okay, fine, he says a lot of crazy stuff. But he's a crazy person. And I don't want the person who represents my party or the beliefs of my party to be a lunatic, a psychopath. And I don't mean a psychopath like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, any of those guys. No, I mean a psychopath like, go look up the traits of a psychopath. He has all of them. He lies to further himself. He has no remorse, no empathy. He doesn't feel things when he says things. He's unapologetic. That is a psychopath. Everybody's so locked into this mythical version of a psychopath because of movies. That is not what a psychopath is. Donald Trump is a psychopath. That is what a psychopath is. Everything he does is psychopathic. He has psychopathic traits in almost everything he does. Not a murderer, not a stab you, in the middle of the night kind of psychopath like we're all envisioning. That's not what he is. He's an honest, clinical psychopath. Evan McMullen. He is a vote for what conservatism is and for what the Republican Party should be. I don't think he'll win. I don't think Trump will win either. So a vote for Trump is a vote for a psychopath. A vote for Evan McMullen, if his numbers get up, he's an actual representation of what we want. It sends a message to the party of what we need, of what we want for our leaders, our leadership in every state. Every congressman needs to think about being more like Evan McMullen. Every representative of the House needs to be more like Evan McMullen. Our next presidential nominee for the Republican Party needs to be someone like Evan McMullen. He's not going to win. He's not. But come election day, and that evening when they're tallying up the votes and they're saying who won what states, it's going to be a landslide for Hillary. She's going to destroy Trump. I hate it. But she's gonna. Except what it's going to do is it's only going to further destroy the Republican Party for everyone that votes for Trump. Because when you vote for Trump, you're raising your hand and you're saying, I support a psychopath. I support someone who is not conservative. I support someone who is everything that Trump really is. When you vote for Trump, that is what you're saying. Vote for Evan McMullin. If he's not on your ballot in your state, write him in. Don't not vote. Do not stay home. Get out. Put the message out there. You are the force for change. If you're new to my channel, if this is the first time you've seen my channel is all about changing yourself through taking accountance of everything you do. I was a severely overweight, 321 pound guy 2.5 years ago. I'm 170 pounds today. I'm capable of that change because I took accountability of my own actions. Just like you can take accountability of your actions. If you choose to sit at home and not vote, fine. You wasted your life for that moment. Everything that led up to that election day, you wasted when you could have made a difference for the future. If you vote for Trump, you wasted your vote. A vote for Trump is saying this is what we want. We want our future Republican leadership to be like Trump. You're sending that message. And the country will only get worse for it. If you vote for Hillary, congratulations on your party's victory this election day. Because I believe she will win. I don't see any way about it unless some miraculous event happens. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But a vote for Evan McMullin or Gary Johnson or Jill Stein, you're at least saying this is what I want my party to be like. Gary Johnson, bless his heart, he just doesn't understand America's role in the world. Jill Stein, she's just everything that I don't see as positive for our country. She's got some views, but again, I'm not going to go into it. Evan McMullin is my man. He represents what I think our country should want to be. Conservative, wholesome, accountable. Not more of the same party that goes along to get along, says one thing on Tuesday and does another thing on Wednesday. Exactly what both parties have been for so long now. And we don't do anything as the voter to send a message to cause them to change. They get reelected. They hold the same office for years. Years. Multiple elections over and over and over to just further their own political causes and their own power, to get more money in their own pockets. That's not what America's supposed to be about. Anyway, guys, I'm almost back to work. That's where this rant's going to end. Please go out and vote. For whoever. I don't care. Just vote. Take care. Bye.